If you're seeing this now, it is not random. It is not coincidence. It is not something you simply stumbled upon. Something within you aligned with this moment before your mind even realized it. Your energy has reached a frequency where messages like this can find you. Your awareness has shifted just enough for the universe to speak directly to you, and right now, something inside you is being activated. You may not know exactly what that means yet, but you can feel it. A subtle pull, a quiet pressure in your chest, a sense that something is changing beneath the surface of your life. You might feel restless without knowing why, calm and uneasy at the same time, drawn inward, more aware, more sensitive, more thoughtful. These are not mood swings, these are signs. Your energy is awakening. There comes a moment in a person's life when the old way of existing no longer works. The old thoughts feel heavy, the old routines feel empty, the old connections feel forced. You start realizing that you can't continue living the same way and expect to feel fulfilled. That moment is happening for you now. Your soul is gently but firmly pulling you toward a higher alignment. You didn't suddenly change. You didn't become different overnight. This shift has been building for a long time. Every experience you've been through, every challenge you survived, every disappointment that reshaped you, every quiet night where you questioned your purpose, all of it has been preparing you for this activation. Your energy didn't wake up suddenly. It remembered itself. You've always been intuitive. You've always felt deeply. You've always sensed more than you could explain. But somewhere along the way, you learned to ignore that part of yourself. You learned to silence your inner voice, to fit in, to survive, to be accepted, to avoid pain. Now, that voice is returning, stronger, clearer, impossible to ignore. That's why you may feel disconnected from who you used to be. You may feel like you don't belong where you once felt comfortable. You may feel like conversations that once entertained you now feel shallow. You may feel like your tolerance for chaos, drama, or negativity has vanished. This is not you becoming cold. This is you becoming conscious. Your energy is being activated because you are no longer meant to live unconsciously. You are no longer meant to move through life on autopilot. You are no longer meant to carry other people's expectations, emotions, and limitations. Something within you is demanding truth, alignment, authenticity, and once that demand begins, there is no going back. You might feel moments of emotional release lately, sudden memories resurfacing, random waves of sadness or relief, old wounds showing up in your awareness. This is not regression. This is healing. When your energy activates, it brings unresolved emotions to the surface so they can finally be released. Your soul is clearing space. You are shedding an old energetic skin, the version of you that survived. The version that tolerated, the version that stayed quiet, the version that settled. That version carried you far, but it cannot carry you forward. Activation doesn't feel like excitement at first. It often feels like confusion, like uncertainty, like being suspended between who you were and who you're becoming. That space can feel lonely, but it is sacred. It is the space where transformation happens. It is where your intuition sharpens and your awareness expands. You may notice that people respond to you differently now. Some may feel drawn to you without knowing why. Others may feel uncomfortable around you. Some may pull away. Some may challenge you. This isn't because you changed who you are. It's because your energy is no longer available for the same dynamics. When your vibration rises, it disrupts what was built around your lower frequency. Your silence carries more weight now. Your presence feels stronger. Your boundaries feel firmer. And people can feel that. You are beginning to see through illusions, through false connections, through patterns that once kept you stuck. You are noticing where you give too much and receive too little. You are noticing where you've abandoned yourself to keep others comfortable. Awareness like this only comes when energy activates, and with awareness comes responsibility. You can no longer unsee what you see. You can no longer unknow what you know. You can no longer ignore what your soul is showing you. This activation is not meant to overwhelm you, it is meant to empower you. But empowerment always requires honesty. You are being asked to look at your life clearly, to see what aligns with your spirit and what doesn't, to recognize what drains you and what fuels you, to choose consciously instead of repeating unconsciously. Your intuition is becoming sharper now. You may feel gut reactions before your mind processes them. You may sense truth before words are spoken. You may feel drawn towards certain paths and repelled by others. Trust this. This is not imagination. This is inner intelligence waking up. Your energy is being activated because you are ready to live differently, to choose differently, to move differently, to honor yourself in ways you never have before. This doesn't mean everything will suddenly become easy, but it does mean everything will become clearer. You are entering a phase where growth is inevitable, where stagnation feels unbearable, where settling feels painful, where pretending feels exhausting, where alignment feels necessary, and the universe responds to readiness. This moment, right now, is not ordinary. Your soul is paying attention, your energy is listening, something ancient within you is stirring, a strength you forgot, a wisdom you buried, a truth you avoided. Your activation has begun. As this activation continues, you may begin to notice that your inner world feels louder than the outer one. The noise of the world no longer distracts you the way it once did. Validation doesn't satisfy you. Distractions feel hollow. You crave depth, meaning, truth. This is because your energy is shifting from external seeking to internal alignment. You are no longer meant to find yourself outside of you. You are being called inward. You might feel a strange discomfort in continuing certain habits, routines, or relationships. Things you once tolerated now feel heavy. Not because they suddenly became bad, but because you have outgrown the version of yourself that needed them. Growth always creates friction. Expansion always creates discomfort before it creates freedom. Your soul is stretching beyond old limits, and that stretching can feel confusing if you don't recognize it for what it is. Your energy is being activated to break cycles, cycles of self-doubt, cycles of people-pleasing, cycles of settling for less than you deserve, cycles of repeating the same lessons in different forms. The universe doesn't repeat lessons to punish you. It repeats them until you're ready to learn. And now, you are ready. You may notice that you're becoming more selective with your time, more protective of your peace, more aware of how people make you feel. This is not selfishness. This is self-respect forming. When your energy activates, you naturally stop giving unlimited access to people who misuse your presence. You stop explaining yourself to those who don't want to understand. You stop shrinking to fit spaces that were never designed for your expansion. Your energy field is changing, and that affects everything. People who once had power over your emotions may suddenly lose it. Situations that once intimidated you may no longer scare you. Opinions that once controlled you may now feel irrelevant. This doesn't happen because you became numb. It happens because you became grounded. You are beginning to stand in your own center. This activation may also bring moments of solitude, not because you're being isolated, but because your soul needs space to recalibrate. Silence is where clarity forms. Stillness is where intuition strengthens. The universe often pulls you away from distractions when it is about to give you direction. Do not fear this quiet phase. It is not emptiness, it is preparation. There may be moments where you feel emotional without a clear reason. Old memories may surface, old feelings may resurface. This is not weakness, this is release. Your energy is clearing unresolved emotions that have been stored in your system for years. Healing doesn't always look calm. Sometimes it looks like waves rising so they can finally pass. You are not going backward. You are unloading what you no longer need. This activation is also changing the way you see yourself. You may begin to recognize patterns in your own behavior, where you doubted yourself, where you accepted less, where you ignored red flags, where you betrayed your own intuition. This awareness is not meant to shame you, it is meant to free you. You cannot change what you are not aware of. And now, awareness is becoming your superpower. Your energy is teaching you discernment, the ability to sense what is aligned without needing proof, the ability to walk away without anger, the ability to choose peace over chaos. These are signs of maturity, not emotional but spiritual maturity. As this activation deepens, you may notice that your desires begin to change. You may no longer crave attention, approval, or external success in the same way. Instead, you may crave peace, alignment, purpose, authenticity. This shift in desire is a sign that your values are realigning with your soul, not your conditioning. You are remembering what truly matters to you. This is also why you may feel less interested in explaining your journey to others. Some paths are meant to be walked quietly. Some transformations are meant to happen internally before they are visible externally. Not everyone needs to understand what you're becoming. They will feel it when it's time. Your energy activation is not about becoming someone new. It is about removing everything that is not truly you. It is about peeling away layers of fear, expectation, trauma, and conditioning so your natural essence can emerge. That essence has always been powerful. It was just covered. You may notice that your intuition is now guiding you more strongly than logic. Decisions may feel right even when they don't make sense on paper. Paths may open unexpectedly. Other paths may close suddenly. This is not chaos. This is alignment. The universe rearranges your life when you are ready to move in a new direction. Trust what feels expansive. Release what feels heavy. This activation is asking you to be honest with yourself, honest about what you want, honest about what hurts, honest about what you're done tolerating, honest about what you're ready to grow into. Honesty is the doorway to alignment. And alignment is the doorway to a life that feels like it belongs to you. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not broken. You are awakening at the exact pace your soul needs. Your energy is being activated not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you, to strengthen you, to remind you of your inner authority, to reconnect you with the part of you that knows who you are, where you're going, and what you deserve. This is not the end of something. This is the beginning of conscious living, and this is only half one of the activation. As this activation moves deeper, you may begin to feel a subtle but undeniable shift in how you relate to the world. Things that once controlled your emotions no longer have the same grip on you. Situations that once felt overwhelming now feel manageable. You are not becoming indifferent. You are becoming centered. You're no longer reacting from old wounds. You are responding from awareness. This is one of the clearest signs that your energy is being activated at a higher level. You are starting to recognize your own power, not in a loud or forceful way, but in a grounded, unshakable way. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself. You no longer feel the urge to explain your choices. You no longer seek permission to be who you are. This quiet confidence is not ego, it is alignment. It is the natural state of someone who is reconnecting with their inner authority. Your energy activation is also changing how you experience time. You may feel moments moving slower, giving you space to reflect, while other moments seem to accelerate rapidly. This happens when your awareness expands. You are no longer rushing through life unconsciously. You are present, and presence changes everything. You may notice that your body is communicating with you more clearly now. Tightness when something is wrong, ease when something is right, fatigue when you push against your truth, energy when you move in alignment. Your body is not separate from your intuition. It is one of its languages. And now you are finally listening. This activation is reconnecting you with your inner compass, the part of you that always knew when to stay, and when to walk away. The part of you that sensed truth beneath words. The part of you that felt called toward certain paths without knowing why. You ignored it before because you were taught to trust logic over feeling. But now you are learning that true intelligence includes intuition. Your relationships may continue to shift during this phase. Some connections will naturally deepen, becoming more authentic and nourishing. Others may fade quietly, not because of conflict, but because of misalignment. When your energy changes, your environment must adapt. This is not loss, it is refinement. You are learning the difference between connection and attachment. You may also notice a growing intolerance for dishonesty from others and from yourself. You no longer want half-truths, surface-level interactions, or false comfort. You want what is real, even if it is uncomfortable. This desire for truth is a sign that your consciousness is expanding. You are no longer willing to trade authenticity for acceptance. This activation is also asking you to forgive, not because others deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve freedom. Holding on to resentment keeps your energy anchored in the past. Forgiveness loosens that anchor. It does not excuse what happened. It releases your soul from carrying it forward. And as you release, your energy rises. You may find yourself drawn to moments of stillness now, moments of reflection, moments of solitude that feel restorative instead of lonely. This is because your spirit needs quiet to integrate the changes happening within you. Growth is not only about action, it is also about integration. Stillness allows your energy to settle into its new frequency. You are also becoming more aware of your boundaries, not walls built from fear, but boundaries built from self-respect. You are learning that saying no is an act of self-care, that walking away is sometimes an act of love, that choosing yourself is not selfish, it is necessary. Your energy activation is teaching you that your peace is sacred. As you move through this phase, you may feel moments of doubt, moments where you question whether you're doing the right thing. This is normal. Growth often feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliarity can trigger fear. But notice this, even when you doubt, you do not feel pulled back to who you were. You may feel uncertain, but you do not feel aligned with going backward. That is your inner confirmation. You are not losing anything real. You are releasing what no longer resonates. This activation is also awakening your sense of purpose. Not necessarily a specific role or goal, but a deeper understanding of how you want to live. With intention, with integrity, with awareness, with compassion. You are realizing that purpose is not something you find. It is something you embody through the way you show up in the world. You may feel a growing desire to create, to express, to contribute, to live more meaningfully. This is not pressure, it is inspiration. It is the natural impulse of energy that is no longer suppressed. When your inner world becomes aligned, expression follows naturally. Your energy is also becoming more magnetic. People may feel drawn to you without knowing why. They may feel calmer around you, or challenged, or inspired. This is because activated energy affects others simply by being present. You do not need to teach or convince. Your state speaks for itself. At times, this may feel overwhelming. You may feel like you are shedding layers faster than you can integrate them. Be gentle with yourself. Activation is not a race. It unfolds in cycles. Some days will feel clear and expansive. Others will feel heavy and introspective. Both are part of the process. You are not meant to be perfect. You are meant to be present. This phase of activation is teaching you to trust yourself again, to trust your timing, to trust your decisions, to trust your inner knowing. You are realizing that you do not need external validation to confirm what your soul already knows. And perhaps most importantly, you are beginning to feel at home within yourself. That sense of inner stability, even when life feels uncertain, is one of the most powerful outcomes of activation. When you are grounded within, the outside world no longer controls you. You can navigate change without losing yourself. You can face uncertainty without collapsing. You can grow without abandoning your truth. This is what it means for your energy to be activated. You are not becoming someone else. You are returning to yourself. As this activation completes its cycle, you may begin to sense a deeper calm settling within you. Not the kind of calm that comes from everything being perfect, but the kind that comes from knowing you can handle whatever comes next. This is inner stability. This is grounded power. This is what happens when your energy integrates instead of remaining scattered. You're no longer searching for yourself. You are inhabiting yourself. You may notice that fear no longer speaks as loudly as it once did. It may still appear, but it no longer controls your decisions. You can observe it without obeying it. This is a major shift. Fear loses its grip when awareness takes its place. You are learning to act from clarity instead of reaction, from truth instead of habit. This is the mark of someone whose energy is no longer dormant. Your perception of life is changing. You see challenges as information, not punishment. You see endings as transitions, not failures. You see discomfort as guidance, not danger. This perspective doesn't make life easier. It makes you stronger. It allows you to move forward without resistance, to adapt without losing yourself, to grow without self-betrayal. You may feel a strong pull toward authenticity now. You no longer want to present a version of yourself that feels incomplete or edited. You want to live honestly, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. This honesty may feel vulnerable at first, but it is deeply freeing. When you stop pretending, your energy stops leaking. When your energy stops leaking, your presence becomes powerful. You are also beginning to understand that not everyone is meant to come with you. This realization no longer feels painful. It feels clear. You can appreciate what certain connections taught you without needing to carry them forward. You can release without resentment. You can move on without bitterness. This emotional maturity is a direct result of activation. You are no longer attached to outcomes. You are aligned with growth. As your energy settles into this new state, you may experience moments of deep gratitude. Gratitude not just for what you have, but for what you survived. For the strength you didn't know you had. For the lessons that reshaped you. For the clarity that followed confusion. Gratitude becomes natural when you recognize how far you've come. Your inner dialogue is also changing. The voice that once criticized you is becoming quieter. In its place, a more supportive, intuitive voice is emerging, one that speaks with patience instead of judgment, with understanding instead of pressure, with encouragement instead of doubt. This is your inner alignment forming. This is self-trust, rebuilding itself. You are beginning to realize that your value was never something you had to earn. It was never dependent on achievement, approval, or perfection. Your worth was always inherent. The activation you're experiencing is not adding value to you. It is removing the beliefs that told you otherwise. You may now feel a stronger connection to the present moment, less caught in regret about the past, less anxious about the future, more aware of what is happening now. This presence is not accidental. It is the foundation of conscious living. When your energy is activated, your awareness naturally returns to the present, because that is where power exists. You're also becoming more intentional with your energy. You notice what drains you and what nourishes you. You choose rest without guilt. You choose focus over distraction. You choose depth over surface. These choices may seem small, but they are transformative. They shape the quality of your life over time. This activation does not mean you have arrived at a final destination. Growth is ongoing. Awareness continues to deepen, but you are no longer asleep. You are no longer disconnected from yourself. You are no longer living on autopilot. You are awake in your own life. And because of that, the universe will begin responding differently to you. Opportunities will align more naturally. Decisions will feel clearer. Connections will feel more authentic. Challenges will feel more manageable. Not because life has changed, but because you have. You are now operating from a place of internal authority. You trust yourself. You listen to yourself. You respect your own limits and honor your own needs. This self-respect radiates outward. It changes how people interact with you. It changes what you attract. It changes what you tolerate. This is the quiet power of activation. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to explain it. You don't need to prove it. It shows in how you move, in how you speak, in how you choose, in how you live. If you're seeing this now, understand this clearly. Your energy is no longer dormant. It is alive, aware, and aligned. The phase of confusion is giving way to clarity. The phase of searching is giving way to embodiment. The phase of survival is giving way to intention. You are stepping into a way of living that is rooted in truth rather than fear, in awareness rather than reaction, in presence rather than distraction. This is not a dramatic awakening, it is a grounded one. And grounded awakenings are the ones that last. You are not behind, you are not late, you are not lost. You are exactly where your growth needs you to be. Your energy has been activated not to change who you are, but to reveal who you've always been beneath the noise, beneath the conditioning, beneath the fear. And from this place, everything begins to align.